3, 2, 1. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're gathering here today for our Spirits book study. We just finished our Gospel in the Spiritist Center. It was full of visitors, our day yesterday. And we hope they have a much more focused class here now on our Spirits book. Let's see, where are we? We are in Life and Death. So we're now on chapter 4, Vital Principle. Just above question 68 on the part of the chapter that's called Life and Death. Let's do our prayer so we can start our lesson. Oh, actually, I need to share it on Facebook too, so just give me 1 second. Let me do that. Oh, I'll go here first. Feet hurt. On a page, me Innerlight Studies. Today we're doing Vital Principle. Thinking of changing, by the way we do these studies and doing some presentations and have some slides up. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do it more like in a format of a talk instead of so much just reading the book. I know some of you guys just put the book up and have the book. That is so weird. It feels like there's a phone vibrating here on my desk and there's nothing on my desk. And maybe that would be a little bit more fun. For all of us. Let me know what you guys think. That is always something we can work on. And then we'll have some images and we'll work on it a little bit more differently. And we'll be able to share it. So there we go. So let's do our quick prayer. So we just did our gospel. Dear beloved Master Jesus Christ, we come together here today to request your permission to open the studies on our Spirits book here in the Mirror Innerlight Spiritist Center virtually. We ask that all of our friends that are watching with us come together and enjoy this study, and that we allow ourselves to learn a little bit more and to open our scope of our intellect to be able to absorb and feel and introspect the information differently within our lines of thoughts, and that influence is a positive one in our daily lives. All these things we ask in your name, Jesus. So be it. So as I was saying, today we're going to talk about life and death on question 68 of the Spirits book. And on question 68 of the Spirit's book, Kardec asked, what causes the death of organic beings? And the answer of the Spirits was fatigue and breakdown of their organs, which means everybody has a time where we expire. Would it be correct to compare death to the end of movement in a broken machine? And the Spirits answer, yes. When a machine is out of order, it stops working. When the body comes ill, life withdraws from it. Then on question 69, it goes to say, why is an injury to the heart more likely to cause death than the injury to another organ? The heart is one of the vital organs that keep our body running. An injury to the heart is not the only type of injury that can cause death. It is just one that gears essential to the smooth operation of the machine. Then on question 70, Kardec asked, what happens to the matter and vital principle of organic beings after their death? And the Spirit answers, inert matter decomposes and is used to form other bodies. The vital principle returns to the general mass. Then Kardec adds some notes, lots of notes on this one. When the elements making up the organic being die, they blend in such a manner to form new beings. These beings in turn draw the vital principle from the universe source, absorb it, and then restore it to that same source when they die. So you take it, then you return it. The organs are impregnated with the vital fluid, which gives life to every part of the body, not just the soul part of the body or something, like some of us think, to the entire body. So the vital fluid influences everything within the body. After certain injuries occur and functions have been temporarily suspended, this fluid collects and restores the functions. However, when the elements essential to the functioning of the body have been destroyed or too severely injured, the vital fluid is unable to restore movement that constitute lives, and that being dies. Kardec also notes that the organs react more or less powerfully upon one another, and their mutual action results from their harmony. Then, when this harmony is destroyed or disrupted in any manner, their functions cease. My God, I'm getting blind. Just as a machine stops when its essential parts are out of order, or as a clock stops when its gears are worn out or accidentally broken. We have a better example of life and death in an electric device. The device, like all natural bodies, contain electricity in a latent state, but the electrical mechanism is only manifested when the fluid is set in motion by a special cause. When this movement is induced, the device is said to become alive. But when the cause of the electrical activity ceases, the mechanism ceases to occur, and the device is once again inert. Organic bodies are like an electric device in which the movement of the fluid produces the phenomena of life, and in which the culmination of that movement results in death. The quality of vital fluid present in all organic beings is not the same. It varies in the different species of living beings, and it's not always the same in the same individual or individuals of the same species. Some may be saturated with, while others only carry small quantities. Consequently, certain species have a more active and persistent life due to the abundance of vital fluid present in their bodies. The vital fluid contained in a given organism may be exhausted, and become insufficient to support life unless it is renewed by the absorption of substances that contain it, like food. Food comes from beings, whether they are vegetables or animals, that have vital fluid, and when we consume it, we renew some of our own vital fluids, right? Water. The vital fluid may be transferred from one individual to another. For those who possess copious amounts, it may be given to someone else who is deficient. In certain cases, this may rekindle the vital flame when on the verge of being snuffed out, like a blood transfusion, for example. Intelligence and instinct. Next part of this chapter, and last part of this chapter as well. Then we're going to be done with book 1 from the Spirits book. See how fast that was? We just started in the beginning of February. Today's March 8th. Anywho, intelligence and instinct. 71. Is intelligence an attribute of the vital principle? No. Since plants live and do not think they only possess organic life, intelligence and matter are independent of one another. A body may live without intelligence, but intelligence can only manifest itself through physical organs. Living matter can only be made intelligent when united with the spirit. Intelligence is a special faculty belonging only to certain classes of organic being that gives these beings the power to think, the will to act, the consciousness of their existence and individuality, and the means of establishing relationship with the external world and fulfilling their unique needs. We may therefore distinguish the following. Number 1, innate beings, solely matter without life and intelligence, the body of the mineral world, rocks, and everything that is in the mineral world. Living, non-thinking beings made up of matter and endowed with vitality, but not intelligence. What would be that? Living things made up with matter and endowed with vitality. That would be plants, for example, right? And number 3, living and thinking beings made up of matter, endowed with vitality, and possess an intelligent principle that gives them the faculty of thoughts. So the living, non-thinking beings could be plants, or it could also be animals, that they are kind of smart, but they don't really have full-blown intelligence, right? And then the living beings that think and are intelligent and that they can interact are the ones that are the human being kind. Question 72. What is the source of intelligence? And the Spirit's answer, we have already told you, universal intelligence. And then Kardec adds another question. It is correct to say that every intelligent being draws intelligence from the universal source and absorbs it, as it draws and absorbs the principle of material life? And the Spirit's answer: this would be an inaccurate comprehension or comparison. Intelligence is a faculty possessed by each distinct being, which constitutes its moral individuality. In any case, we have told you that there are things that human beings are unable to fathom. For the time being, this is one of them. Question 73. Is instinct dependent of intelligence? Let's think. The sunflower instinctively turns its face, the seed part of the sunflower, to the sun when it feels the warmth of the sun arising every morning. That is an instinct. And we all know, as much as sunflowers are beautiful, they don't think, right? So let's see what the Spirit's answer. No, not exactly. Because it is a type of intelligence. Instinct is unreasoned intelligence by which all beings satisfy their wants. It's just an instinct, not a thought. 74. Can a line be drawn between instinct and intelligence precisely defining where one ends and the other one begins? No, because they offer bland, there's like that gray area everybody likes to say. And however the actions belong to the instinct or those belong to the intelligence, they are easily distinguished. You go outside from the inside of your house. It's really sunny. What is it that you do? Cover your eyes or put your sunglasses on. Or even close them for a couple of seconds until you get used to it. You're being intelligent because you're protecting your eyes from the sun? Or you're being instinctive because the sun was intense and you were coming from a not so bright place? See what I'm talking about? Instinct. And then there is a game you're going to go play. And because you're going to go play hockey on ice, you're going to be putting ice skates, right? That's obvious. But you're also going to put some knee pads and maybe some elbow pads, maybe a helmet, because you want to protect yourself. But it's not like the sun, that the sun hits you and you automatically close your eyes and cover them. You're thinking about what you're going to do. Your intelligence is telling you, put in some protective gear. Both cases are talking about protection, but one of them is instinctive, the other one is intelligent. Number 75. Is it correct to say that the instinctive faculties tamper as intellectual faculties develop? No. Instinct always exists, but humans dismiss it. Instinct, like reason, may lead us in the right direction. It always guides us, and sometimes even more surely than reason. It never goes astray. Why is reason not always a fool? And I'm sorry, I don't know if I got disconnected. It looks like my clock is still ticking. But for a second, my phone just went crazy. So it never goes astray is what I was saying, right? And then Kardec adds another question. Why is reason not always a foolproof guide? And the answer is, it would be if it were not corrupted by poor education, pride, and selfishness. Remember those three little devils we have studied before in other classes? Instinct does not reason. Instinct is pure instinct. Reason provides freedom of choice and gives individuals free will. Can you go play ice hockey without any protective gear? Yes. Is that smart? Not really. Instinct is a primary form of intelligence, differing from intelligence in that it is often spontaneous, while intelligence is the result of planning and deliberate action. Instinct can manifest itself very differently because species based on their needs, no, between species based on their needs. In beings that possess self-consciousness, the perception of things outside themselves. It is associated with the intelligence. Example, freedom of action and freedom of will. So, when you get out of bed in the morning and your body has slept enough, and you say, well, it's time to get up. You get up, you go, you wash your face, you brush your teeth, and then you think about it again and says, oh, it's only 7 o'clock. I don't need to get up to 8 o'clock. And you go back to bed. Is that your intelligence thinking? Or is that your instinct thinking? It's your intelligence. Your instinct kicked in when you got out of bed because you slept the amount of hours that you were supposed to. So next week, we're going to start on book 2. Book 2. We already went through the whole book 1 of the Spirits book. And the book 2 actually entails the following. It's comprised of 11 chapters. We'll be talking about the spirit world. So on chapter 1, on book 1, we actually talked about the first causes of everything. But we talked about God, we talked about the general elements of the universe, we talked about creation, and we also talked about, today, we finished the vital principle. However, next week we're going to start on book 2, which is chapter 1 is going to talk about the spirits. And if God helps me, I am going to bring a different type of class and see if you guys enjoy it a little bit more. Leave it in the comments if there's something that you'd like me to do. If you want me to bring a guest, if you'd like me to do a game, I don't have a problem. Just let me know. I know some of you watch this when I am not teaching the class, when it's convenient, because I know with this pandemic and we're all doing many things at the house, sometimes we have to do things when we can and not when they are available. So go ahead, leave it in the comments and let me know. Okay? So I'll see you next week at 8 o'clock on Monday night, and we're going to start chapter 1, the spirits. It's only 8:25, but as I've said earlier today on our Gospel at the Spiritist Center, my dad is in the hospital, and he's going to have surgery tomorrow. If you guys would like to put him on your prayers, I will be super, super delighted. And I'll let you guys know how it went next week when we get back together. Okay? Have a beautiful week. Let's do our prayer and close our class for today. If you have your water, don't forget to bring it close to you. Put it next to you so you can mentalize the good fluids that need to go in it for you to be able to pass through one more week. Dear God, Brother Jesus, thank you for this opportunity of being teaching this class. Although there is a lot going on in the world, we have to have the time to find peace, to find organization, to find focus, and to enlighten our spirits a little bit every day with lessons that will bring us to be closer and closer to you. We still eons afar from being even close to Jesus, but our will is inside of us, and each one of us in our strange ways are fighting and attempting to find our ways to learn from the Master Jesus and to become better people every single day. We ask that this water is fluidified with all the nutrients that we'll need for the week to come, as well as that our week is illuminated and enlightened with many things that can bring us joy and allow us to understand that we are learning and that today we are better than we were yesterday and easily worse than what we will be tomorrow. All these things we ask in your name, Jesus. So be it. Have a beautiful week, and I hope that every single one of you find your path to understand how much better we can be every day. Have a blessed evening.